One time I did that though, and I had some pretty terrible tinnitus from the night before. I'd gone out to a party basically, and well, so much for that nice quiet. Got the ringing in my ear going on. That guest depot is now to our left, just so you get some idea of where we are. Made a little U-turn, basically. You may have been noticing throughout your tour, though, the air's been changing. It's been kind of cooler, I think. It's been getting a bit colder, especially compared to where our museum's at. It's also a bit more humid out here. The floor, if you kind of look at it, is dark and muddy. In the wintertime, the floor out here is pitch white and dusty because what we're facing right now is the fresh air side of the East Main. Basically, fresh air into the museum enters right here. Our summers around here are very, very humid. So eventually the humidity gets down here, that moisture in the air turns our floor a different color. Wintertime out here, it's really dry, so the floor becomes all dusty and white. Now, before the air touches our museum where all the artifacts are, or the underground vaults and storage area, it's pretty well dried out. The salt absorbs it pretty well. Now, big area out here. You need a lot of airflow to support your miners. What they wanted to do in October of '54, like you see this tag here, is connect a blast they made right here with one at the same time to our northwest, kind of to our northwest out here. To our northwest, about half a mile, is the production shaft where fresh air will then enter this area. Now, this is a pretty feat of engineering they had to accomplish here because you had no GPS, no digital mapping. You had a string on the ceiling, pen and paper, and a compass to connect these two blasts here that are about, say, 500 feet apart or so. So, let's see how well they did. Again, starting in October of '54, blasting away. Now here in November '54, it's been a whole month, they made one of two 45-degree cuts right here, kept on blasting. Here's the second 45-degree cut. Now in January of '55, it's on the ceiling for some reason. We're going to drive by a crystal pod. Looks like a bony fish to our right. A little bony fish crystal pod there. You gotta be creative to see it. Now at February of '55, 2/1/55. Now, if the miners did their math correctly, the next blast after this one here will put them right back they were in October. See the rest of the miners on the other side of the wall here. So, let's see what they did. You might be able to see kind of a drill hole going this direction. Looking off to the right, there's also a drill hole going the other way. And if you look off to your left, kind of behind us here a little bit, they are exactly where they were in October of last year. Again, impressive. There's no digital mapping, no GPS. You got a string in the middle of the room and a compass is all you got. They did their job perfectly. This makes sure that the miners got airflow where they were working for a long time. Now, very faintly up ahead, you might be able to see what says 6/1/54. It's very, very faint. But this is a carbide tag. The miners just took off their carbide headlamp they had back in the day and burned the date into the salt. Shortly after June of '54 here, they got battery lamps and then started using paint. Red for a bit and for fun, orange. It's rare to see all three types of tags here in one spot because this happened over the course of a long time. We're going further back in time. You're going to see more carbide tags and paint tags, but they can be hard to spot because they do fade away over time. So a carbide light lasted for about 2 hours or so before it had to be refueled and relit. A battery lamp could then last for a whole day shift. If you want to know how much light you got with the carbide light, turn off all your flashlights. It's just basically the brightness of my headlamp is all you would have. the air may have changed a little bit in this area. It's a bit stiller, a bit warmer, I think, too, a bit drier. So we were at the fresh air side. We're now at the exhaust air side. So air leaving the mine left through this corridor here. Back in the day, to our right or to our west is back to the production shaft where air enters and exhausts. And to our left is back to the little guest depot someone want to go where they started their tours. Now, this means then we're in the exhaust air. If you farted sometime, we're now smelling it. So thanks for that. Right? It can be pretty sneaky in here sometimes, I will say. Here at Stratica, you have 2 chances to grab a free piece of souvenir salt on your dark ride. You'll pick one up about the size of your fist. Now, here the rule of thumb is a little bit different. If you can pick it up and comfortably carry it in one hand, you're good to go. I'll give you a little sample rock, though. But to our right, please do not climb in the pile and stay in between the 2 pillars. If you go too far out, you got to find your own way out, all right? Next off to your right here, take some salt if you so choose. Have some fun, take some salt, right?
Oh, 这个没作用。你照了，你照不来了。
If you really want to, you can pick a rock a little bit bigger than this if you really want to. Don't have to, obviously, but you're free to do so. Just ask that, unlike me, you don't climb in the piles. This will also be the last chance you got to ask me any questions. When we get back, you'll be handed off to somebody else, most likely. So if you've got questions for me, let me know.
Can you take a picture quick?
Sure can. It's dark. It's hard to take some, but I can try.
This is the problem.
啊不，
Is this like a map
哦
of
这个，
America where we have to take a picture of each state?
Oh, okay. Let's see.
我的手电筒
Not cast the shadows.
O 不 OK 啊？
3, 2, 1.
哎你啊，
黑色的，
黑色的，
跟白都有了。
Yeah.
我在看，
Yeah.
我在想要
Oh, perfect.
That came out almost exactly perfect.
Awesome. Yeah.
好像芝麻糖一样，
这可以当糖果吃吗？
应该可以吃。
好
You
像
guys
是
have a
冰
picture of
糖
an ore
的，
car too, or
凉凉的。
there's an ore car by the train station. Yeah.
不抓一块大的，
Have you been on the train yet? Though?
小小的。
Yeah, we have.
There's an ore car right by it, and if there's a member of staff there, we can certainly take one for you. Awesome.
Oh, 你找到粉红
Like I
色
say,
的，
out on your dark ride, you'll have a chance to pick one up about the size of your fist. But if you want something bigger, this is your chance to pick up something bigger if you really wanted to. But you can pick up small ones too, no big deal. I will say TSA does allow you to bring salt rocks on the planes. They'll just kind of look at you funny. It's the only thing. Especially if it's like a bag of powder.
我挑这个
我挑这个。
，OK，我这个有粉红色。
你在找钻石？
你这在找钻石？他说。
找到一个大的，发财了。哦，这颗大，不错不错。
I haven't.
太黑了，没办法照啊。
It's helpful that we've got kind of where we've been driving for many years. It's kind of obvious.
来，我来拍一张啊。